I just realized that is ass Hank. Aha.
It's weird.
I hope I don't eat people. I don't know, Hank.
I think they're some of the most beautiful structures in nature, and I like you less and less every moment.
Here come the cops.
I'm Hank Green.
We're gonna try, guys.
And this is Ask Hank Anything. I have this thought that like maybe we can learn more about people from the questions they ask rather than the answers they give. So I created a show about that. It's called Ask Hank Anything, where I have people on to ask me questions, and then I learn about them through their questions and also teach them things about their world. It's Zach and Keith from the Try Guys.
I'm terrified now about what these questions say about me.
I know. I didn't tell you that that was the premise because I didn't want it to inform you too much.
I maybe would have worked harder on them.
I didn't want you to. I didn't want it to be hard.
These are all things that we've wondered about but haven't cared to research.
We did spend time in our office coming up with some good ones.
They're great.
Because we had some questions like, these aren't good enough.
Yeah.
We sent you, I think, about what, 16
You sent
questions?
me a lot of questions, more than anybody else.
Well, curious boys.
Yeah.
We try things.
Do you have any other questions for me before you ask your first question?
Yeah.
How you doing?
Good.
Nice.
I'm a little sleepy, but I just had a lot of boba.
That's what you said when we walked in.
Did you get us boba?
You know, next time.
I don't like boba. I
Yeah.
don't want to chew
You don't
gum
like
while
boba
I drink.
either.
I love boba.
No, you don't.
Oh. Okay.
That's why we didn't get you any.
Dang, well, Hank
Because
knows best.
you need special milk.
Yeah. He likes the pearls though too. I don't like the pearls.
Oh man, I could eat them with a spoon.
I hate them. You don't really. I feel like you can chew forever and they don't ever stop being balls.
I think I just have an oral fixation.
Yeah.
What's that about?
I don't know if it's real.
Okay.
It feels like a thing that they had back in the 80s and then we decided it wasn't a thing.
I think I like chewing on things more than others.
Yeah. I don't actually have any idea. That's not inside of my areas of expertise. I would have to do research. But many of the questions you asked me are a little bit outside of my areas of expertise, and I don't know what the first one is going to be. But could you reach into Puzzle the Pelican's pouch and hit me with that first one?
They call the mouth the pouch on a pelican?
Yeah, it's just that part.
Yeah,
the part that's the pouch.
It's his mouth. What is this? Do I have a pouch?
It's called a gular pouch.
I have a surgeon that can help you with that.
Okay. Why do moths have that gross film on their wings? So I asked this question because I grew up in Tennessee and we had a lot of moths.
Yeah.
And
why are you touching moths all the time?
I was a kid. Trying to catch these moths.
Not only did I not ask this question, I'm not even familiar with said film.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah?
Zach, they're gross to touch.
Okay. Well, Keith, did you know that butterfly wings and moth wings, and also we're not entirely clear on the definition of the distinction between moths and butterflies. They're kind of just one thing.
Yeah.
There are things that kind of separate them.
Moths are ugly until they're the most beautiful.
Yeah.
Right?
Isn't that weird? That it's like, well, moths are the butterflies that aren't pretty, but also sometimes they're amazing.
The Luna moths.
Yeah. But there are a couple of things that are kind of differences, but it turns out evolutionarily it's messed up. But here are some. I'm going to show you a couple first. Here are some really close-up pictures of butterfly wings.
I just realized that is asking, aha. I saw the aha, but I didn't get the aha.
Well, okay. What we're learning is that that's not super obvious.
No, well, but now it is. Asking anything.
And we're going to keep getting closer and closer up.
This is cool.
This kind of looks like when you paint a crowd because you can't afford a full crowd for like pod racing shots.
Yeah.
In your film, yeah, right.
This is closer?
And here's even closer.
Ew.
And then
They're literally little paintbrushes.
Ew.
Oh my gosh, I thought that I was gonna convince you that these were actually cool. And you're even more, I thought you were gonna feel bad about how grossed out you were, and I've only grossed you out further.
Look at those.
These are scales, is what they call them. They're the scales of a butterfly and moth's wings. They have a lot of different purposes. The primary one in butterflies is just coloration. So that's just how they have their colors. And they are very delicate. They also have an aerodynamic purpose. They are also on moths, they can diffuse the sonar signals from bats to keep them safe from bats.
Just doesn't work.
I tell you, I've seen bats gobble up moths. It doesn't work.
It doesn't. Yeah, it's not 100% effective, and they're great, and they're a really beautiful structure. And when you touch a butterfly or moth, these are very delicate, and they will flake off onto your skin. So that's what gets on your skin.
They're scales.
They're scales. It's I think they're some of the most beautiful structures in nature, and I like you less and less every moment.
So sorry. I like this one. This level of magnification is like a cool 70s room.
I like this one.
And I'm into that.
Yeah,
That one's good
was,
too.
If that was like a stripe on a jacket,
Yeah, like
that'd be great.
and I like the sort of there's hairs in between the scales.
Yeah,
on
those
this
are
one.
also scales. They're just like differently structured.
So you telling me these are slimy?
They're not. They are a film
they're
though,
dusty.
and they feel a little frictiony. Like they decrease the friction, so they feel a little bit.
They're the kind of waxy scale that like is almost like can't think of anything other than weed resin if you smoke weed.
Oh, I don't know what that's like.
Yeah, I know you don't. And when you smoke weed,
Oh,
you
that
try
sounded like I was faking, but I don't.
when you try.
We go, yeah, no, Hank, we know you don't.
When you try,
We know, Hank, you
try
know.
to wash your hands with weed resin is really difficult to wash off, and I feel like this type of film is also rather hard for soap to get fully off. It feels like that.
It is hydrophobic. It keeps them dry. Yeah.
Know it.
Sounds like a closed-minded moth.
Now, a butterfly and moth can be okay. Like they can survive after they get a substantial number of their scales rubbed off, but they will be less happy and successful in their lives.
This would be
So,
inhumane to.
Try not to touch, basically.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Well,
But what
sometimes
were
they
you
fly in
going
your
to say?
face. It'd be inhumane to rub them all off a moth and see what they look like naked.
Yeah.
That'd be mean.
Yeah.
But for science.
But I eat lobsters sometimes, and that's also not super nice.
Wow, I'm gonna brag.
I'm thinking.
I eat lobster sometimes.
I was just trying to think of an insect that I eat, and I know lobsters aren't insects, but they're kind of close.
Close enough.
Yeah.
I'm thinking this is maybe just a you problem.
I think if you touch a moth, it would become a Zach
But
problem.
why are you touching them?
Because they fly in your face sometimes at football games. In the South, they're everywhere. I want you, if you live in the South, or if you go to the South, go to a football game and then look up at the light. Blah, bugs aplenty.
Man.
Blah.
Keith
So many
does
bugs.
not like a moth.
I don't like lots of bugs.
Oh, okay.
I don't mind a beautiful moth flying around. I don't
As
even
long as it's aesthetically pleasing to Keith, it's fine.
Yes, you nailed it.
He's a very superficial man. It's the only way I'm able to hang out with him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hates my personality, loves how I look.
Yep. He's a cutie. I do like this.
But
I think
if you touch him, how does it feel?
him,
Yeah.
dry.
Dry? Nice.
Dry,
No,
but
not
it
weird and
doesn't-
gross?
He's not hydrophobic.
Great.
He loves water.
I love it. Splish splash.
Just a couple of wet boys.
We're wetties.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife and I talk a lot about wets and dries. There's only two categories of things, and there's also people from in America. There's people from dryland and people from moistland, and you guys live in moistland.
I grew up in Moistland.
I grew up in moistland as well, and now I live in dryland.
Yeah.
Well, wait.
This
you
is not
think Los
dryland?
Angeles is not dryland?
I don't know. Maybe it's not.
Canonically a desert.
Okay.
It's desert-like.
I don't know. It's California. Everything seems wet over here.
We
We've got
stole
it all.
our water.
Oh, you got rid of it?
From North California.
You ever see Chinatown? That's basically what happened.
The movie?
Yeah.
Or the neighborhood?
No, the movie.
The neighborhood.
Los Angeles stole its water from farmers up north.
okay.
And
We still do.
Sure. It's hard. I
Octopus.
can't imagine how they make people live here. Or get people. I know that people choose to live here, but how they allow people to live. Like, no, not that either. How it's possible for people to live here.
Yeah.
you should ask yourself.
I
know
nice
a guy who can come up with the answer.
I probably could
How
figure
do
it
people
out.
live here?
All right. You going to hit me with another one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you could do it.
Anakin's mouth.
This is an important one from
Okay.
us. Is octopus aliens?
You guys.
So I was convinced that the answer to this question was going to be like, well, kind of, yeah. But then I looked into it and I'm like, I have to be like, no, they're not. Because
Someone making you say that?
well, no.
You really looked into the camera. It's like, no.
The octopuses
Yeah.
are like, shh, they're catching on.
Puppeting you like a
So
marionette.
there's a way in which octopuses are like kind of aliens, and that's like a fun thing. So like there's lots of smart animals on Earth, like whales and humans are separated by a lot of evolutionary time. Like our last common ancestor was like a shrew, like a little mouse-like thing.
Smilodactyls.
Like a really early mammal. but it had a brain. And so our brains and whale brains are descended from the same brain structure. Octopuses and humans and whales, their last common ancestor altogether was a worm, and not even a complicated one. Like a fairly simple little flatworm. So octopus brains and octopus hearts and like all the pieces of an octopus evolved entirely independently of all of those structures that we have in humans. So like an octopus brain and a human brain evolved entirely separately. So they're very different from each other. So in that way, they're the closest that we get to seeing what an alien intelligence would be like. And that's really cool. And like in that way, I'm like, yeah, octopuses are kind of aliens. But people have been asking this question a lot for a different reason, which is that there was a paper, peer-reviewed paper in a peer-reviewed journal that came out that was like, what if all of these mysteries of octopus evolution could be answered by the fact that octopuses are aliens?
Yeah. The theory that we've seen that we like, it's a fun one.
Did you hear about this?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that it is very, because octopi don't share the way our brains work, the way our hearts work, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
They got beaks.
They're kind of living onto their own
slimy little guys.
their own column.
Yeah, their
Different from
eyes
us.
are totally separately evolved from our eyes.
So is it possible that there was an asteroid that
Yes.
came in, and
Yeah.
then they're
And
coming out of their own little ooze?
Yeah, well, no, the idea is actually like inside of a comet, there was like frozen octopus eggs that were fertilized.
See, I don't buy that.
And they like arrived, and this was in the paper, which I read, which you made me read.
You're welcome.
Well, it's always good to read.
And it was like, what if, like maybe this would explain some things? And no, like it does, like we know that squids are related to octopuses.
Right.
So like they are, like it wasn't like a moment where like, oh, octopuses showed up and they just happened to be really closely related to squids. That doesn't make any sense. But there is an alternative version that was also in this paper of this hypothesis, which is not that a fertilized egg showed up on a comet, and this is like slightly less wacky, but still pretty wacky. A retrovirus showed up, and what retroviruses do is they actually insert genes into your genome permanently. And if that happens in a germline cell, like an egg cell or a sperm cell, then that can be passed on to the next generation. And so the idea is maybe octopuses were able to have such an extraordinary leap from cuttlefishes to octopuses because some genes arrived, pre-made, pre-packaged on a retrovirus, infected a cuttlefish, and like gave it the ability to have new abilities.
I like that one.
Which is fun.
I like that.
But also does not make a ton of sense.
Well, but I like it.
A very fringe scientific theory, but I kind of love a
We
fringe
like
scientific
fringe.
theory.
Yeah.
But no evidence that this is the case. And what it feels like to me is you run into like weird things in science all the time where it's like, I don't understand how this could be. How could octopuses happen? Like they're so different from cuttlefishes, and cuttlefishes are so different from squids, and we don't understand how these huge evolutionary leaps happened. We don't like have as good of a picture of octopus evolution as we do as, say, human evolution. And so to fill in those gaps, I have an idea.
Aliens.
Space is aliens. And aliens can kind of explain anything.
Yeah.
So it feels to me a little bit like, oh, like instead of allowing for the uncertainty where we just don't understand the evolution of octopuses very much, you're trying to come up with a solution really fast.
So the answer to this question is the same reason why people turn to conspiracy theories.
A little bit, yeah. But there is a way in which octopuses absolutely might be aliens. But that's the way in which we all are, where when Earth was first cooling down, some living like bacteria, some like early proto-cell thing,
Some living gunk.
on a like somehow survived the entrance through the atmosphere, and that was the very first living thing on the planet. And in that way, all life on Earth, like we all know that like all the life on Earth is part of the same living chemistry story. Like they all have the proteins and the DNA and the RNA. It's all the same chemistry system. So we're all related. But there is this idea that like that first thing is from elsewhere through like what's called panspermia, where there's all like just seeding all over the place. There's sort of like living bits all over the galaxy, and they hit planets and then see if like sometimes they take hold.
How old are octopuses?
I actually looked at this number, but I forgot it. So Future Hank will tell you. Hello, it is Future Hank, and it turns out it's somewhat difficult to figure out when the first octopuses appeared on Earth. Roughly 330 million years ago, something with 10 arms and an ink sac swam through the shallow seas of what is now Montana. We have found this fossil, but it's not quite an octopus, as you probably learned from the fact that it has 10 limbs. But we think this thing is pretty close to the ancestor of all octopuses, but it also probably was the ancestor of the vampire squid, which are not octopus. But I'm actually gonna wind the clock back a little farther here because it is pretty amazing how early cephalopods happen. So that's the larger group that includes octopuses, squid, cuttlefish, and nautiluses. They show up in the fossil record around 500 million years ago. So 500 million years. They've been around for a substantial fraction of the entire history of the universe. This was back before fish had jaws. So that's our closest relative at this point was a jawless fish. And we still have jawless fish, so we can see what our closest relative was like when cephalopods first happened. And that does not look like me. Modern octopuses are a branch of cephalopods, and to figure out what was the first one, you have to define what an octopus is. So the way we do that is you have to have 8 arms and not tentacles. Tentacles are actually a separate thing. Tentacles have pads or clubs at the end of each arm, whereas octopus arms are lined with suckers all up and down the entire length. And most octopuses don't have any hard parts except for their beak. So they don't have an internal shell. Their beak is the only rigid thing in their body. They don't have fins also, like squid will have fins on the side of their heads. I don't know if they're called heads. And it's hard to find octopus fossils because they're soft. They don't have a lot of hard parts. And the earliest fossil that clearly checks the 8 arms and no shell box is from around 300 million years ago in Illinois. 8 arms, no internal shell, blob-like body, traits that strongly suggest this was a true octopus. Not necessarily the common ancestor of all octopuses, because there may have been one before this. So that's 200 million years that it took to go from the first cephalopods to octopuses. But then, a long time, 300 million years, that octopuses have had reign of the earth. So probably if they were gonna become intelligent cultural species, they would have done it by now. They had a really long time. And in those 200 million years, we went from jawless fish to the first amphibians and reptiles on land. So that was an eventful 200 million years that it took to go from cephalopods to octopuses. They've been around for a very long time. And now, a word from our sponsor. This Future Hank segment sponsored by Ground News. Believe it or not, there's a lot of research that goes into an Ask Hank Anything. I don't know all this stuff right off the top of my head, and I want the information that I'm giving to our guests and our audience to be factual and reliable, which means doing due diligence and getting more than one source for all the information we gather. Ground News is a tool that can help you do that, but with the news. Using Ground News allows you to see how different people and organizations have reported on the same story and what different information or perspectives they have to offer. For example, this story that points to new research that suggests a deep ocean oxygen surge that happened 390 million years ago may have fueled fish evolution. Using Ground News, I can easily sift through multiple sources, identifying the most credible ones that point to this shift being the reason evolutionary opportunities were unlocked for jawed fish, which is very cool. Give it a try at ground.news/complexly. If you sign up with this link, you'll get 40% off the Vantage plan, which gives you unlimited access to every Ground News feature. Make sure you use our link in the description or the QR code to sign up so you can see the full picture and can think freely for yourself.
You wanted questions that reveal parts of us, and I was obsessed with aliens as a kid, and I feel bad whenever I eat octopus.
Yeah, did you know that boba pearls are actually made out of octopus?
Don't you do
it's
that.
It's little, the ice cream scoop out of octopus tentacles over and over and over again, and then they put them in a...
That'd be so funny if that was true.
I would drink it.
Don't most
that was
octopi
fake.
that we eat only live for a few years anyway?
They only live for 3 years.
Right?
They don't live a long time.
Yeah,
But
so-
but they're out there. I'd rather not eat a wild octopus.
Compared to
They're out
someone,
there
we don't
living
live a
life.
long time either.
Hey,
It's true.
if they can
we
catch and eat
actually,
me.
we're pretty on the outside of the normal age
But
range.
aliens.
Oh, for aliens, we might be super.
Look,
They'd be
and they-
why? It wouldn't be a big deal to eat them. He's 40 years old. He's basically done.
And if they can catch and eat me, they deserve it.
I don't think that's true.
Well, it's true for me to the other things.
I hope that they would ethically, they'd be like, oh, we shouldn't eat them. Look at them, they do music. They have glasses.
That's true, and I'm a great musician.
Yeah, have you heard him sing?
Have you heard me sing one of my songs about fucking or dicks?
Here's a question for you, Agatha Green. Is there a threshold of intelligence at which point you feel bad eating? We go, chickens, they're dumb. We'll eat those.
Yum, yum.
Pigs, they're smart. We're going to pretend they're
Right.
not. Octopus are so smart. Maybe
Right.
I should feel a little bad eating them.
People, right
Don't
off.
do those.
Right off the table.
But if they were more delicious, maybe we would.
I don't think so.
No,
I
I
think
agree.
I think
I
there's-
agree. I don't, and actually, I regret
I'm
saying
not
that.
as desperate.
If it's a need.
Who knows what I do?
It's true.
I do a lot of things now I never would have done as a kid.
I found
I don't know what I'm going to do in the future.
It is weird.
I hope I don't eat people. I don't know, Hank.
I think it is good. It's not good to like keep your options open, but that's what my brain said to say.
Keith eats everyone at Taco Bell.
That's a good video.
This is a great question, and I feel like there should be, and there isn't. But I think not because my morality is not like advanced enough. I think I'm still too stuck inside of cultural norms.
If you were going toward a duck with a bow and arrow, let's suppose, they looked at you and said, "No, Hank, no."
Oh, well, you can't do it.
You can't do it.
Okay.
Unless it said, "I bet you can't, you bitch."
Then I would eat that duck raw.
For me, I think it's also the way in which it is killed. Like, I try and tell myself, we evolved eating things, so I shouldn't necessarily feel bad, but I also don't want it put on a conveyor belt with a buzzsaw that comes
This
down.
matters.
Yeah.
Unless there's
certainly
like that
matters,
song,
but-
dun, 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 dun,
Then it's okay for there to be a conveyor belt.
Yeah.
You guys, your ethical system is advanced. It is complex.
Yeah,
I'll say
Like
that.
octopuses.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if you look deep enough at this sort of eating of animals, I'd like there to be options. I'd like us as a species to get away from it.
Yeah.
But I am a little bit stuck in it myself.
Let's grab a question. Hank, does the electoral college make sense anymore? And if not, what would be better?
Well, thanks for the easy one.
Now that the election's long behind us,
No, it probably
and it
is.
turned out
however it turned
great.
out, or terrible.
or is there, well, no, it's not,
We'll cut that
it hasn't
out.
happened for us yet.
There's basically only two ways to do it. There's the way we're doing it right now, and then there's just like switching over to popular vote. There are some other proposals. I don't like any of them, and that's my opinion. Now, you will be unsurprised to hear that, there is a sort of Democrat bias to the popular vote and a Republican bias to the Electoral College. And so you will not be unsurprised to hear that the biggest predictor for which you would like to be in place is, in fact, what political party you're part of.
Yeah, I think the popular vote sounds pretty good.
Yeah. So,
Well, and can I addendum our question? Because I'm aware of that bias.
yeah.
And I know that, like, you look at the last couple of elections and the popular vote is very clear.
Yeah.
I hear that the Electoral College was put in place to protect places like Iowa from being steamrolled.
Sure.
And what I wonder is that actually true?
Like, is it actually happening?
Well, does the Electoral College actually give voice to places that would be steamrolled otherwise? Or is it giving disproportionate value and power?
To like Pennsylvania and only Pennsylvania. Yeah, I mean, so this is interesting. 82% of Democrats currently support eliminating the Electoral College. Can you give me a guess for Republicans?
12.
Yeah, that was gonna be my number, weirdly. We spent a lot of time together.
47.
Oh, that's pretty high.
Yeah. So
We're
I was
almost there.
also shocked by that number. Now,
let's do it.
if this actually became a proposal, you can expect to see maybe that to get more partisan, even in both directions. In fact, in 2016, when Trump won the election but not the popular vote, only 28% of Republicans supported moving to popular vote. So that swung back quite substantially since then. But it's interesting to me that 65% right now want to do popular vote, want the Electoral College to go away, of Americans right now, which is the highest that number has ever been. And I'm really interested in why that number is going up, and I have a theory, though I'm not a political scientist. And it is that there's what you said, that it's about like preventing some states from being steamrolled, but that's not really what it's about. At the root of it, it's about we are the United States of America. We are one country made up of a bunch of states, and the country does not decide who is president. The states all together decide who is president, and they get proportionality assigned to them based on the weird systems we have set up. And and they get to decide how they assign their electoral votes, which is why Nebraska has stripes. So like they don't have to do it any particular way. They can decide to do it however they want because the states are independent governments that are collaborating. And so as we have moved away from imagining the United States as a bunch of states, all collaborating to be one government, into mostly we imagine the US as one country now. And we used to be a lot more sort of state-focused, a lot more local-focused. And as we've moved away from that, it just makes less sense to people's brains. And I think you'd probably see that younger people are more in favor of the Electoral College and older people are less, because younger people feel much more national about their politics.
Right.
I will say, so I think popular vote makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
But as someone who, when we travel, it then strikes me how different parts of America are. And
Very.
like when I'm here in Los Angeles, I'm like, what are you talking about? Oh, these people want it to be one way. Let's do it then, like that. And then we film in Alaska and I go, oh, your needs from the government could not be further from what my needs are.
It really is different. And there is I'm a Montanan, you guys are Californians. Our states need different things and are different. And so it makes sense that the states would come together to decide who the president is rather than the popular vote. I just think that is going to be increasingly less the case. And already we can see that number rising as people feel more national.
And we should have a popularity contest.
Well, it is democracy.
Right?
Let's
do it. Popularity, baby. All your life in high school, they're like, it's not a popularity contest. That is.
Well, it is. Democracy kind of is.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do what's popular.
People are like, I want to hear their policies. And it's like, no, you don't. Yeah, not really.
It's
Most people
vibes.
don't.
We vote on vibes.
Pretty vibey. Yeah.
Can you play saxophone? I like it.
I want.
Why aren't our presidents playing in jazz bands anymore?
What instrument do you want the president to play?
Sax, Barry sax.
The big honker.
Honk on that mug.
Yeah, I want him honking.
I want a drummer president.
I was gonna say just like fucking on the set.
No,
Yes.
they're never gonna wear a shirt.
So cool.
No, they're too strong.
On a horse with a drum set with no shirt.
Now I'm in. Because it's like gonna be like a snare on the side. That's cool.
Leading the battle.
If your closing arguments to the debate is just a sick 10-minute Neil Peart solo,
What if it's just beatboxing?
I'm out.
I'd rather a percussionist so that they can do it all.
So that they could. You want a bigger nerd.
Bong, bing, bong, and then the marimba, and then the drums, and then a timpani. Boom.
And steel drum.
Steel drum's awesome. Yeah, do them all. And the
I don't know how many elections I've lived through, but they've all come down to Pennsylvania and Florida.
A lot.
And so,
well, not
Ohio,
in
don't forget
Florida
Ohio.
now.
Yeah, well, we lost Florida.
Yeah.
But it's like, you can only do that dance so many times before you go, it doesn't seem like the election is just focused.
Why are we doing this? This is a weird way to do it. But
Fingers crossed for Michigan.
we're stuck inside of the systems that were created for us in many ways.
Yeah.
We can't break the laws of physics, but we can break the laws of America.
we break
Hank
laws all the
Green
time.
says break laws.
We can.
We can change the laws of
Yes, we
That's
can.
what I should have said. You can't change the laws of physics, but you can change the laws of America.
All right, the electoral college is boring. Let's move on.
It was great though. I was surprised by how many people don't want it to be there, and I'm like, okay, let's freaking do it then.
It's,
Yeah. Oh, the last thing I wanted to say about that is that there is one thing we should all get behind, which is that currently there is an even number of electors. So it is absolutely possible for there to be a tie. So we got to add one or take one away.
Yeah.
Everybody should agree with this.
You should be one.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Hank.
Elect Hank.
Elect Hank is the last elector.
I have my own state, but we only get one because
Yeah.
it's a new rule that we just made up on a couch.
Yeah.
Doesn't DC not?
It doesn't. Let's give them one.
Yeah, DC
Give
doesn't
them
have
one.
one.
Just give DC one.
Give him one.
Give
We
him
run the
one.
country, but we don't have a say in
We're
it.
solving a problem for everyone. We're eliminating the possibility of this tremendous constitutional crisis that you do not want to deal with.
Yeah.
There's a way of officially handling it, but I don't love that that's possible. That's too nervous making. Give us an odd number, obviously.
Yeah. Duh. Seems like a duh.
So it seems like a duh.
Seems
so,
like a duh.
somebody chose the number and they chose an even number. Was it you?
I just imagine whoever did it.
They probably put his face on a mountain somewhere.
130 years, there's gonna be a funny thing.
Okay. How does a creature have no brains? There are things on this planet that
No brains.
They don't have brains, but they do things.
Good luck, Hank.
Can you do it? Can you handle our challenge? This is what YouTuber challenges look like now. So first of all, I gotta say I love the word creature so much. Do you know the definition of the word creature?
No.
It is the word we have for animals that excludes humans.
So we're not creatures?
We're not creatures.
But I'm a creature of habit.
Creature of the night.
Those
saying, I
are
guess.
both analogies.
Yeah.
That seems dumb.
You're not a creature.
What about critter?
Critter, I believe, is just what happened to creature when y'all got your hands on it.
Yeah, when we hit it in the mountains.
Critter's great.
Critter's cute.
Critter's so good.
Oh, critter.
I gotta get Critter. We got somebody. Was there like a brand that's Critter? Critter TV?
Yeah, there's got to be a critter, right?
Yeah.
CRTR.
Critter.
Oh no, I hate that now
Crit.
because it's like creator and critter.
Yeah, critter
Yeah.
creator. It's
Yeah.
a creator platform, critter.
Critter.
Yeah.
Critter. Yeah.
Critter.
That's what happened to Creator when you guys brought it into the mountains too.
Critter on critter.
Yeah, I'm a Creator and Critter.
We're rebranding Second Try. Critter.
Can I say about Second Try? It's so good.
Oh, thank you.
I really enjoy it. You guys are doing so much cool stuff now that you have this ability to do cool new stuff. And also, I think this sort of need to do a bunch of cool new stuff.
Can I say, I love that you set up the next answer and then inserted an ad for us in the middle, thereby insisting that people have to watch this part.
Well, I like them to know that the show's not over, too. Once you start doing Probo, people are like, wait a second, is this show over? I gotta go. There's cats on this platform somewhere.
We're making cool stuff, and we're trying to find Hank Week, where we're gonna bring you in and cycle you through. We're gonna put you in a kitchen and make you escape. We're gonna make you cook bad stuff.
You're going to eat a bunch of garbage with me.
You're gonna ask you hard morality questions.
Love that. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a good time.
My day rate is with you guys free.
We'll get you boba.
I'll take boba.
All right, you got it.
Kill those octopuses.
Yeah. We're going to have an old school gumball machine of boba pearls for you.
I'm gonna put them in a bowl.
Bobos.
Bobos.
That's sort of a name for a boner, I think. Bobo.
Is it?
It's a funny name.
Anybody heard of Bobos?
He's got a Bobo over there.
Cornas.
You never know.
Don't look right at Gabriel when you say that.
It was just me.
It's a little weird.
You ever say, honey, I have
Kind
a
of look around. I'm
boba?
trying to sort of talk to the whole room.
What are we gonna do about this Bobo?
I gotta do something.
I know that you like when I'm really sexy. Hello, I'm here on the set of Ask Hank Anything Season 2. It's really happening, and I know that that's exciting, but right now I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about the fact that for the first time ever, we have some Ask Hank Anything merch. We have this lovely mug, as well as this shirt I'm wearing. They both feature a couple of pelicans having a spirited conversation on a couch. One of them has glasses and is a little bit more excited than you might expect. I'm not sure which one that one is. You'll see this shirt and this mug on screen in Season 2 of Ask Hank Anything coming out early next year, but you don't have to wait that long to get one yourself if you'd like to, because they're available now at complexly.store/askhankanything. So, what do brains do? What problems do they solve?
What is it good for?
Yeah, but like jellyfish aren't doing math. They don't have brains. So like they're not trying to solve that problem.
They're probably like food there, need,
Yeah, go toward food. Yeah.
You just
can't breathe,
Yeah.
fix.
Yeah.
You just hit me with the reverse of, do you even need a brain?
Well, yeah, no, I mean, like, this is how you answer questions. If you're ever curious to do it yourself. You start with, so if you're just like, how creature don't have brain?
What
you
do
think,
brains
like, what
even
brain?
do?
Why brain? Why brain any creature brain?
Brains make things do things, I thought.
Do the control
Do they?
Maybe not.
Kind of, but not really.
Yeah, how does the brain tell the heart to give it blood when the heart has to give it blood for it to tell it to do
Oh,
that?
the heart does it on its own.
Oh,
But
good thing.
that's,
Thank God. Thank goodness for that.
yeah, you grow some heart cells, they start beating without a brain.
Without what electricity is helping them do that? Where are they getting the
They
energy?
get from where they get
what?
from where everybody gets all the energy.
Where?
From the food, from the lungs and the glucose. You got to feed them. You still got to get fed.
Yeah,
they still
but
got to have all the stuff.
Doesn't it
They
need
got to have
some
the
sort of
oxygen and
electrical
the
signal
sugars.
to make it?
No. The electrical signal is sent by internal pacemakers in the heart.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So without a brain, you can sense and move towards something. And when I say that, I say you, I mean you. So if you put your hand on a hot stove, your hand will move away before your brain knows that you're experiencing pain.
That's true.
There's actually, the pain signal will cross inside of your body without the central processing of the brain into the motor part of your nervous system and jerk your hand away without a brain. And this is how jellyfish and everything else does it. So that the signal like the thing that you have is like sensing organs. So like the 5 senses and plus lots of other ones. So you got the signal and then you solve the problem. Then you like actually take an action to do something for yourself. But that is not require central processing. Single-celled organisms can do this. They call this taxis. Taxis is like the movement word, and then you put a word before that. Like chemotaxis is moving toward a concentration gradient of chemicals. Phototaxis is moving toward or away from light in response to light signals. There's a bunch of other ones. There's like gravitaxis for gravity. There's pressure-based ones. There's oxygen is a kind of chemotaxis, but it has a special name because oxygen is so important. And that does not require brain. But it is good to have like central processing sections like we have so that you can make more complex decisions. So if we want to move toward a mate, we can't just move toward a mate. We have to like do a nice little...
Say, honey, I have Bobo.
Do you like this?
Now we have to keep that in.
Yeah. We're going to weave that into every single episode, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to do a nice little dance. You have to maybe get flowers. You have to
make a nice dinner.
Yeah, fake a nice dinner. Is that what you said?
No, I said make. But fake is not bad.
Yeah, you just or to get it from the restaurant.
Honey, I have to be honest. I've been faking dinner the whole time. I've never once finished the dinner.
So yeah, it turns out and that central processing can be done in a bunch of different ways. Like a lot of insects actually have a bunch of little brains throughout their bodies. Octopuses are also like this.
Little brains?
Yeah, there's like little clumps of at the base of their legs, because the legs both sense and move. And so they'll have like a little clump. Yeah, you're sensing. You're sensing and moving.
Does he have any little brains?
You don't have as many little brains. We kind of have some.
What about him?
That's what you think.
I don't know. You a little bug?
Look at him.
I kind of see it.
He's got bugness.
Yeah, a little bit of bugginess.
Buggy boy.
So yeah, no, you don't need brains.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and single-celled organisms can do this. So you don't even need more than one cell to do it.
Then why have them?
It's a good question, but you didn't ask me to answer that one. I mean, I can tell you, but it's complicated.
I didn't ask, so.
You did just now.
You said I didn't.
But it's hard. It's very hard to be a multicellular organism. Think about how all of your cells all working together, 30 trillion of them right now, to keep you alive without any regard for their own safety or life. Your cells will happily kill themselves for you.
It's like the electoral college of my body.
Yeah, and how many electoral votes does your foot get?
Not many. I disregard that thing like crazy.
But the thigh, you never believe how important the thigh is.
Yeah, it
the real
can
swing.
shout.
It can, yeah.
It's a real swing vote. You know what's the biggest swing vote?
The Bobo?
Brain. Oh, the Bobo. Oh, it's a dick joke from Hank.
We did it.
We got him to tell one.
They got me.
But he made like a smart dick joke.
Yeah, it was
though.
good.
Yeah.
He actually made me say Bobo.
I did. I forced it upon you. Yeah. I said Bobo once and I regretted it.
Yeah.
And I regretted that one too. What do we got next?
Oh, this is the.
Is that the last one?
Oh, no. Oh, we'll come up with
Better be a good one. Oh, no. No, it's good.
Oh, this one.
This is something that I wonder. Why do we subsidize corn instead of something healthier or anything else?
Hannah, can we get our prop?
Corn! Corn! Here come the cops! Here come the cops! Cops!
That you guys love
This is
food.
awesome.
Yeah. You covered my corn in cheese. I can't eat it.
That's okay.
Oh, I forgot about your... Well, you can watch me.
My little Jew belly can't
Luckily,
handle it.
it's cold.
Elote is...
And tough. How do you make the corn this tough? Is this not healthy?
That's not what I'm saying. This is healthy.
Good.
I mean, it's less healthy than it covered in cheese, maybe.
Corn itself is fine, but one is very inflammatory.
Who says you?
My body don't like it.
Or your body.
But we subsidize corn and put it in everything. I'm talking corn syrup. I'm talking having corns that feed all of our cattle.
Yeah.
And it also then creates microbiomes that seem miserable to live in. So why corn?
So, once upon a time, the problem was that there was not enough food for people. And like in the 30s, when we created our first farm subsidies, we did it because of malnutrition. Like 20% of kids weren't getting enough food. And there would be times when there would be not enough corn, and then they'd all plant a bunch of corn, and there'd be too much corn, and then all the farmers would go out of business because that would tank the price of corn. You could basically get corn for free. And so there was this tremendous instability in the corn market. And why did we focus on these staple crops like corn and wheat and potatoes? Is kind of the question. And I have an answer for you.
Okay.
So how many calories of corn do you think you could get out of an acre of cornfield? So you know like roughly what an acre is?
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah.
Big square.
I know
big square.
so little about farming that I can't even begin to guess
How many
this.
calories is in one
calories?
How many
kernel of
calories?
corn?
So we eat like, what, 2,000 or 3,000 a day, unless we're Keith, in which case sometimes we eat 30,000.
Sometimes we eat a lot. It
in
turns
one
out
day.
the
Yeah.
stomach is elastic. That's for sure.
So an acre.
An acre, which is a pretty big hunk of land. Maybe like 4 times bigger than your office lot.
I don't even know what number would be impressive.
I know,
here.
right? Yeah, hit me with one.
100,000 calories.
100,000 calories an acre.
Oh, it's got to be more than that.
What do you think?
2 million.
17 million calories an acre
That's close.
of calories.
for corn.
That's crazy.
How much do you think it is for like broccoli?
Oh,
Less.
Yeah.
yeah.
200,000.
Yeah, like less than a million.
dang.
So between 500,000 and a million calories.
So you're
per
really
acre.
getting a big bang for your buck with corn.
Back then, like we wanted to make sure there was going to be enough food, so we subsidized the staples, and this made sense. And the way that we subsidized the staples is when there were years where it looked like there was going to be too much corn, we would pay farmers to not grow corn. So we'd say, "Don't grow the corn. Just don't stop doing it. We'll pay you like as if." Like whatever the price of corn ends up being, we'll pay you as if you created the corn, but don't create the
Could
corn.
the government do that for our YouTube channel? Because I would say there's too many videos, and we've been doing it for a long time, and we take a year off for the same AdSense. If that was okay. I just let the other creators have
Yeah.
some room.
But it was like, it's food, you know? It's like nutrition for kids and it's calories to get eaten. And
By the way, I'm already learning because I thought that we subsidized corn where we paid more than it was worth.
that's what we do now.
Ah.
So at some point they were like, well, we're paying all these farmers to not do any work. Why don't we switch it? I think this is in the 70s. And they were like, how about we just give them the money up to the price? So if the corn market crashes and corn isn't worth anything, then we'll say, you'll get the money that is up to the amount that is like the typical amount for corn. And this messed up everything.
I knew it.
Because now corn to buy is extremely cheap because they make as much as that they can make. They can get paid a good price for it. So there's no like it's like a super weird market incentive here. So you should grow corn kind of no matter what, because if you grow the corn, then you're going to get a sort of basement standard price for it. And what that means is that it's super cheap to buy corn, which additionally means anything you can then do with basically free corn, you can figure out how to do. You want to make corn syrup with it? Great, then that's gonna be basically free corn syrup. You wanna feed animals with it? That's gonna be basically free animal feed. What percentage of the corn that we grow in America is consumed by humans, do you think? And I'm counting like corn chips and corn oil here.
I think less than 10%.
30%, 33.
2%.
Damn it.
2%. And less than 1% of that is corn. Like
some of it-
actually eaten as corn, like canned corn or corn on the cob.
But is some of it fuel?
So 40% goes to feed, is fed to animals. 40% of the acres of corn in America is turned into fuel. Yeah, wow. Is burned in our cars as ethanol, which we did because we were like, this is gonna be like a carbon neutral fuel because it sucks the CO2 out of the air, stores it as starches. We're going to convert those starches into ethanol, and then the ethanol will burn, and then that CO2 will go back into the air. That seems carbon neutral.
Seems cool. The circle.
It turns out that the amount of processing that you have to do along the way, the land use changes you have to do to actually grow corn on the land instead of something else that might be better at storing carbon, it's roughly equivalent, if not worse, according to some recent studies.
Bummer.
So we used to think that it was about half the carbon impact of gasoline. It's starting to look like now it might be about equal, which is so frustrating.
Dang, we thought we had it.
It's a bad system. It's very bad. And it's a huge amount of the acreage of America. And ultimately, what we want is to create enough food that we can maybe return some of that land to the previous wild use. And there could be like areas of America that are once again wild and available for animals to have
just
space
chill
to
and
exist in.
friggin' have a tea
Which is
or
going to be
something.
this is going to be a very hard transition if we ever start to make it. But it seems like not a great system. But do you want to know some other calories per acre? Because I was fascinated by
This
this.
is fun. I like
Blueberries.
Blueberries, I don't have on my list.
Pancakes.
Wheat is mostly
Wheat.
what that is. And
Chickens.
wheat is 6 to 8 million calories per acre.
That's pretty good.
Can you guess the only one that might be more than corn, depending on the situation?
More than corn. Okay, it's got to be like rice. Pancake. Rice? Rice cakes. Rice.
Rice.
Rice is close. Rice is 11 to 12.
Okay. Very complex.
You eat them all the time.
I eat them all the time.
Chickens?
I eat all the time.
You eat them all the time.
I eat them all the time.
I think you've said it.
Corn? Chickens? Potatoes?
Potatoes. Yeah,
I don't think it counts because they're underground.
Yeah, they can be up to 20 million calories per acre.
Oh!
Yeah.
I live in potato world.
Yeah.
I love potatoes.
There's a reason why people had potatoes, because they satisfied the calorie need.
I planted some potatoes, forgot about them. Potatoes kept growing. It didn't give them nothing to grow, and they grew. And then a year later, wonder if there's still potatoes in there. Yep, still potatoes in the ground.
So it's super harder to roll back existing subsidies than it is to create new ones. And at this point, like the U.S. is so optimized for corn production, like all of the land is set up for it, all of the machinery is set up for it. There's like all of these efficiencies in the corn market. It allows us to create corn really inexpensively, create calories really inexpensively, but so inexpensively that we end up not eating them. We make meat really cheap with them by subsidizing feed, and we make this fuel really cheap. And that does, to some extent, maybe subsidize fuel costs, like lower gasoline costs. So there's some idea there that might be like a useful thing politically to keep fuel costs down a little bit. It's about 10% or a little more than 10% sometimes of the fuel that you burn is ethanol. Yes, Zach.
Does turning corn into feed that goes into the animals that we eat mean worse quality meat, less healthy food that we're then ingesting?
Probably not. Like the meat itself, like people will argue about this, but the meat itself is probably pretty equivalent, but the animals will be less healthy. So they'll be less healthy while they're alive. They're
So
cows,
less healthy animal doesn't equal less healthy for me?
Probably not. Well, I mean, it might in the long term because a less healthy animal might need more antibiotics, and then those antibiotics might create more antibiotic-resistant bacteria. But in terms of like the metabolic effect, in terms of like the effect on your body, like it's probably going to be a pretty insignificant effect. Like it's just muscle.
How bad is Frosted Flakes for me? Because the Tigresses are great.
They're probably about equivalent to all the other sugary cereals, which is not great.
Not great.
Not, as they say, not great.
Not great.
Not great.
Yeah,
huh?
not great.
Can't believe that Tiger lied. He's so buff.
But there are. See, I bet he eats other things. Yeah, he puts creatine powder on his Frosted Flakes.
That's why it's great.
He's really lifting a lot.
He's
that
strong.
Tony the Tiger.
He's got a little ascot. He's cute.
Yeah, he's like lifting the leprechauns.
Yeah, right?
Top 3 most fuckable mascots.
He's up there. Who else?
up
What are
there.
your top 2 other than him?
Wow, gosh,
Ask Hank
great
anything.
question. Great question. Can I think of a single? I think a Pop-Tart.
Oh, the Pop-Tart. They're crazy good. Yeah.
Yeah.
We should have come with only personal questions about Hank's opinions.
Yeah.
Here we're thinking,
Which-
what are your top 5 most fuck? You regretted that when you said it.
There's no way that's making the cut.
Okay, ask Hank anything.
Well, this has been really informative. The corn thing, I like corn.
What I'll say is we do now have some subsidies for healthier foods. Mostly those are focused on programs for kids, so to make them cheaper for kids to acquire either as school meals or through SNAP. But it's just harder to create those systems.
My assumption is that subsidies for corn somehow leads to food deserts, leads to the proliferation of fast food, leads to just us eating a bunch of garbage.
Yeah, I mean, this focus on one crop and has meant that we've sort of create so many products from this one crop. Yeah. We have to figure out how to process everything. You know, we make it in taco shells and chips and oil and sugar and like corn is also just really good at that. That's one of the reasons why we ended up growing so much of it, because you can process it into a lot of stuff. You can make it into sugar, into oil, you can make it into fuel, you can make it into animal feed.
Does anybody else even freaking grow corn? I feel like we're the only corn people.
Corn's around, but you're right. Like the rest of the world's much more rice, wheat kind of based, I feel
We're
like.
corn heads over here.
We are, corn-fed Americans.
Corn!
Cornfeld? Is that you're named after a cornfield?
Almost certainly.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that where they found you?
Yeah, I was wrapped up like
He landed here in a
Okay.
comet. It was actually a fertilized egg.
I have to imagine they got to Ellis Island, they tried to explain what they do for a living, and they said, "Good enough, that's your name now."
Yeah. What do
Maybe
you do?
you'll
What do
work
you
on the
do?
cornfield.
We cornfields.
Cornfield.
Yeah.
All right,
Probably.
cool.
Cool, okay.
Putting that down.
You got it.
Yeah,
you
I
want.
mean, you have to like corn. It's in the name.
Yeah, and I'm the one that asked that question. What a betrayal.
Yeah. To
I
your
like corn.
ancestors.
I think corn should be
I do.
cheaper.
You think corn?
Hearing all this, I still go to the grocery store
Right,
and corn's
shouldn't it?
not
That's-
on sale, and it tastes like garbage in
Well,
California.
that's the thing. There's
California.
most of the corn that is grown in America you can't really eat.
Yeah, it's
It's
inedible.
field corn. It's like
Yeah.
gross.
But they should make good corn.
Cheap.
More.
Yeah.
More good corn.
I mean, if you come out to Montana during sweet corn season, it's super cheap and it is amazing.
So yeah, that's right. We just passed it. Probably.
just
Did it
invited
just
us.
happen? Let's go.
He just invited
Go back in time.
Go back. Come up.
Oh yeah.
Come about.
Okay.
Come out and up.
Is it August?
Over and up.
September, August, September, July, August, September.
It's yeah. That's that part of these. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
It's-
I lived in
it's the
Illinois,
fall.
so I've
Yeah.
been in a nice corn season.
Yeah.
In Tennessee.
Yeah,
Good corn.
We have a little later season probably than you did there. Are you guys worried about the world?
Oh, yeah.
Do you feel like that's weighing on us more than maybe we have ability to control? Like, is there a way to sort of like say like, all right, world's bad, but like, can I worry the amount that I have agency? Or do I have to worry in excess of my agency?
It's tough because there's so many problems that like, well, I can't fix that.
Yeah.
That's sort of fucked. There are problems I can like address personally, but yeah, there's the same time of like, there's concern about the world, but there's also content in my quality of life despite that.
Yeah.
I think my bigger concern is the climate.
My big concern
It's
is
real
also
bad.
the climate.
And there's like, you can recycle all you want, guys, but until gigantic infrastructure
Yeah, it's
is
expensive.
changed, it's not
Yeah.
going to make a difference.
I mean, when I was first, so I have my graduate degrees in environmental studies. When that was, the early 2000s, and the projections were very much in the 4 to 5 degrees of warming over the next 100 years range. Yeah. And now we're like, because of actual changes that have happened, especially like the decrease in prices of renewable energy, solar and wind mostly, we're like, the projections are now like 2 to 2.5, which is still more than the goal, which is 1.5. Still, like 1.5 is a place where the impacts are fairly manageable. 2.5 is a lot less manageable. It's especially impactful for people who have like less resources to handle shocks. But like the difference between that and 4 is actually really big. And it's like happened in the last 20 years of my life. And I like watched it happen kind of one IPCC report at a time. And that at least gives me a feeling that like something is bending the curve, and the thing that's bending the curve is people innovating, taking action, governments putting policy into place. Like the UK government basically said, we're gonna close down all the coal-fired power plants. They said that, we're gonna do it in 10 years. The last one just closed. Like they don't have coal-fired, yeah, good job, you guys. You gotta work on the natural gas, but
They have a lot of bad things to.
They're like birth of coal. Like
They have a
that's
lot
where
of
it all
bad things to
started.
make up for, so we're gonna call
That's
one
right.
drop in the
you
bucket.
You guys have you've released a lot, so you really needed to stop. But that's the sort of thing that, like, the more I pay attention to the work that's being done by really smart, hardworking people, the more hope I have in that area. But also, the more I feel actually capable of affecting the things that matter the most. So, like, one thing that I kind of believe is it is really good to pick things and focus on them instead of just like have your mind constantly jumping between like from crisis to crisis to crisis, which I think only just harms your mental health and does not make you more effective at affecting change.
That's smart. Nice job. Okay, so we asked you all those questions.
Yeah.
You said you would learn things about us.
You
from those
know, I
questions.
thought a little bit that you were really going to come around on moth scales. I thought that you were going to be on my side, that it's like a beautiful evolutionarily created structure.
You learn that he's stubborn.
I think it's.
You're both stubborn and you really don't like bugs.
Well, I don't like lots of bugs. I don't like.
You also don't like one bug that you
No.
touched.
Because I can still feel it.
I learned that you guys are worried about stuff and that you want to like maybe engage a little bit more deeply with your concerns, which I think is a good idea, to like look deeper at the big issues. And what else? What else were your questions here?
Stuff about rain.
And
stuff
just
about
and just like general curiosity about the natural world, which I really love. Like that's one of my big things that I enjoy about being a human, is that like we have this whole earth full of life.
I was thinking specifically, what do I want to ask Hank?
Yeah. But you're curious about that stuff. I think that we should indulge in our curiosity more often.
Oh, that's all we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're big indulgers.
I do agree that like the world is kind of beautiful. You gotta like explore it. You gotta go look at those critters up close.
Yeah.
You gotta
Put them under the magnifying glass and be like, what's that dust?
What are you? What is this? What's going on you? Scales on wings.
What?
Huh?
Yeah, I had some kid get really mad at me once when I told him that there were scales on butterfly wings.
He's like, they're not lizards. Go to
It
hell.
was very much that sort of situation. I want to learn about you as well from your questions. You can leave questions down below. Upvote the ones that you like. I'll answer a few of the top ones in the next week or so.
Yeah.
And you guys, thank you for coming here.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
It's always
Yeah,
lovely.
Keep making amazing things. Thank you to everybody who helped make this episode. If you've been watching or listening and you have some questions, you can leave them in the comments. If you see questions that you like, you can upvote those. I'll answer a few of them in the next few days. Also, if you want to see more of what we're up to, you can join the Complexly newsletter by visiting complexly.com.